The Visitor, written by Harry Kuperberg, narrated by Harry Kuperberg. The sun was shining into the living room as the shades moved gently with the AC humming in the background. In this South Florida condominium overlooking the Intracoastal, the imitations of well-known impressionists were illuminated by natural light. Lenny Alper was reading his mail and numb from the recent events. After valiant efforts, he watched his lovely mom succumb to the horrors of cancer. He tried everything, including a stint in an alternative health center in Mexico, hoping perhaps there was some type of unconventional treatment that could give his mother the cure that was unavailable with conventional medicine. He watched as she succumbed to a variety of infections in the hospital at which she was staying. The truism that a medical center was a place to get sick was never more real than for his mom. He listened to the silence of an apartment he shared with his loving mom and asked himself, why did she have to suffer? Why did a person with so much love and devotion for her family have to face so many hurdles for survival? The Holocaust, with its endless deprivations, her separation from her parents at the Umschlagplatz, her escape, her work with the underground, the eventual capture, and her extended stay in concentration camps. His mom, the only survivor of the family in Poland, was granted a long life, but her last years were overwhelmingly unpleasant. The medical industrial complex was the venue of her last years on Earth. It was filled with disappointment and false hope. Lenny listened to the silence and heard the echoes of the happiness that permeated this hideaway from the shivering temperatures of New York during the winter. The distant reverberations of his father and sister and members of the family that came to visit during the coldest months of the year. Lenny never married. He was so devoted to his parents that he didn't have a need to start a new family. He now was desperately alone. He realized that his mom and dad were right. He would be alone when they were gone. While he contemplated his future, a knock was heard at the door. Lenny wasn't in the mood for company, although he rarely was in the mood for visitors. He ignored the banging on the door and waited for it to subside. The knocking grew louder and louder, and then a voice was heard. Lenny thought...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?